Hello and welcome to another episode of Liberty is Peachy. In this episode, I'm joined by ACLU of Georgia Political Director Christopher Bruce. Well, Chris, thanks so much for sitting down with us once again.
Oh, happy to be here. It's another good day to talk about legislative things.
That's right. And so we're coming off of having Nicole, our colleague Nicole, on in the previous episode, and she was really able to break down and give us some more insight. So we're really excited to have you with us after another week at the Capitol. So is there any update or movement on any of the pieces that we've been watching that you'd like to give us a little bit of insight on?
Well, of course, there's voting is always a priority for the ACLU of Georgia,
Mhm.
being at the forefront of making sure that we're defending your right to vote, especially when it comes to absentee ballots. So there are certain bills that are continuously moving. I believe we are up to 39 voting bills down at the Capitol. So we're still monitoring those. Those are moving very fast in committees. So we're going to continuously be at the forefront. HB 270, a bill that I testified on a week ago. Things are moving so fast. A week ago, still has not been in rule. So we're still amending that type of language right now. So that's one of the biggest things that we're talking about in the Capitol. And there are other things such as in criminal justice that are moving. The governor has just said that he's going to release a revision to the citizens arrest bill. This is in the wake of Ahmaud Arbery's murder.
Mhm.
We have a preview copy of it, and we're going to take a look at it, weigh in on it, and make sure that it's something that works best for the citizens of Georgia to make sure that the horrific instance of Ahmaud Arbery does not happen again. The anniversary of his death is coming up on February 23rd, so we're also
Yeah.
working to commemorate that.
That's right. And Chris, I was actually just about to say it will have been a year since you and I sat down and had that first conversation about the case with Ahmaud Arbery. So we'll be staying tuned with that one for any updates and movement as long as with
Yeah,
now
and
39, you said, with the voting. But go
well,
ahead, sorry.
yes, I was in Brunswick last week working with community groups. We're still working on a citizens review board to make sure that the police are held accountable um, in the situation to deal with Ahmaud Arbery. Again, the McMichaels have been arrested and they're being prosecuted. Jackie Johnson, who obstructed the investigation, she was kicked out of office by the people of Glenn County in the November 3rd election, but it's still not over. The police who did not render aid, who did not have a proper investigation, who did not arrest the McMichaels, none of them have been sanctioned or even scolded for their behavior. That's unacceptable. And the citizens of Brunswick and Glenn County want justice, and we're working with them to provide it.
Absolutely. And I just have to acknowledge the culmination of, like you said, this citizens arrest law movement with the anniversary of this case. And we appreciate the work that you've done down there in Glenn County and the work that you do to keep us abreast of what's going on at the Capitol with that. Um, and one of the main things that we started when we started this little At the Capitol series, Chris, we said it was a roundup and a rundown of the goings on at the Capitol. And we actually, and I got word of it just recently that we have a Justice Day coming up that our supporters will be able to get involved with.
Yes, ACLU of Georgia is part of another coalition of phenomenal organizations who are fighting tirelessly to stop criminal justice reform. We're trying to push this in a positive way instead of
Mhm.
a negative way. So things such as no cash bail, something ACLU of Georgia and other organizations have been working on for years, is still up on the ballot. The criminalization of poverty is still happening right now, especially during these pandemic times. So we're excited to join with these other organizations, talk about it, but put it in action. Talking to these legislators to say, hey, enough is enough. And now it's time for us to invest more into people, into than prisons.
Absolutely. And I know that that will be one of the many opportunities as we head into session for our supporters and our volunteers to get involved. And we always like to plug how we want to keep our supporters ready to take action when we get movements when it comes to citizens arrest law and decriminalization of the homeless. So just wanted to be sure that we plug that there will be actions for us to take when we talk about business going on up at the Capitol.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I'll be honest with you, we're not even halfway through legislative session and things are moving and it's just going to get worse.
Right.
So Make sure you stay tuned to this podcast and everything that happens in the ACLU of Georgia. We need you. It's one thing, again, I said before, getting people elected is the easy part. Holding them accountable, that's where the real work begins.
That's where it is. And during sessions where we get it done.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Chris, thank you for sitting down with us for a nice little quick update. We look forward to having you again, you and team, as we move forward in the session.
Oh, yeah, you know I love these things. So let's keep it going.
Absolutely. All right, friends, that takes care of another episode. Thanks so much for listening. With big fights ahead of us as we go into the 2021 legislative session, your support is critical. To add your name to be the first to find out how you can take action around causes that matter most to you, visit acluga.org/sign up. You'll receive the resources to call, email, or tweet your legislators. To stay up to date on all the work we do here at the ACLU of Georgia, visit acluga.org and be sure to follow us on social media across platforms at ACLU of GA. There, you can find out any updates on our latest work and news. Last but certainly not least, be sure to follow, rate, like, or subscribe wherever you listen to the podcast. Just give ACLU of Georgia a search. Until next time, this is your host, Kenyatta, reminding you to listen like your rights depend on it. Until next time.